Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a little vlog on my old 200 TDI. Stick around and let's see what we're doing. Okay, so I kicked in some cash and I got a new battery, so I'm going to show you that. What we're going to do is we're going to do a battery hold down today. Let's take a look. All right, so what we're going to do is a little battery hold down here. What I had was just this strap and two S-hooks that were just kind of hooked around part of the body down here and over here. So we're going to do just a little bit, and let's see if we can make a little check strap somehow or hold down for the battery. So what do we have to work with? So what we have is, if you can see it down into there, we can see it better behind the headlight, but we have this big hole right here for adjusting your headlight or something. But this here, this hole, we can use that to make a hook onto, and we can make some like all thread to come up to here. And then back here, there's another hole back here as well. If you can kind of see that. Down in there, you can't really see it, but down in there, there's another hole. So I'm thinking, let's do all thread coming up here with the hook and all thread, and we'll put a piece of angle iron coming across. So let's go see what we can find some parts. Actually, we're going to go make some parts. So let's go. All right, so up here, I have this long rod of 1/4-20 rod that I all thread that I don't even know where I got it from or remember. So let's see if it is actually 1/4-20. Put a nut on the end. So we're good at 1/4-20 right here. All right, so let's do a little measurement to see how long we need to make these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get how long it is, cut it off, and then we're going to heat it up and bend it into a hook. And we're going to make 2 of them. So let's go take a measurement. All right, let's take a little measurement from the back, from here, from the hole down here to the top of the battery. I'll say probably about, let's say we'll make it 5 inches long. Then for the front, we'll go roughly, let's make that one at least 5 also from the hook. So it should be 5 from down into there to the top of the battery, and then 5 to that hook down here up to here. So all right, so we're set up to cut our all thread. Let's say we said it was 5 inches, right? So I'll just go 7 inches to about right here, cut that off so we have lots of extra to mess around with when we bend this, and hopefully we can bend this and heat it up enough it doesn't break. So we'll see. Take this one, lay it on there. And then what I like to do to make sure the nut goes back onto the thread, all right, so these are, let's wait for the thing to finish. Then these are going to be to our 2 J's to hold down the thing. So let's go over to the workbench. So we got our MAP gas here, the yellow in the yellow container, yellow can. Open the vise up. We'll put that in there. So now there's gonna be our hook. Let's heat it up. Want to heat it up nice, hot, and red, and then kind of slowly put pressure on it. And we'll make it into a J. Hopefully. Hopefully it doesn't break. We'll see. Okay, so that's one we got. Let's take a look at it. And there we go. Simple, easy, and there's your simple little hook. So I'm going to put this one on the ground so it can cool down, and I'm going to make the other one. There we go. Ta-da! All right, so this is going to be our basic plan here. We got our two hooks that you just saw me make. This guy's going to hook down into here. You can see that. There you go. That. And so it's basically going to be like that, if you could see. We got our stud coming up here, and then we're going to put a piece of angle iron coming across. So let's take a look. Right there, right there. So it's going to be kind of diagonal, it looks like, kind of like this, going across the battery. All right, so we'll make it about 9 inches long, piece of angle iron. Let's go find some angle iron next. Okay, well, I found this piece, and this is actually the piece of metal that was in between my Land Rover series rear crossmember, the replacement. It was actually welded to it to keep the legs in line, so I saved it, so now I have a reason to use it. Of course, where's my tape measure? There you go, got my tape measure. So I cut the end off just to clean it up on the end, because there was like a weld piece on the end of it. Let's measure out 9 inches. About right there. Little trick that I do whenever I cut off metal is I take the side of the grinder, the grinding wheel, and I kind of take the burrs off the end of it. Just real quick, 1, 2, 3. All right, so I'm gonna go put this on the truck and then mark where the holes are gonna be, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got the angle iron. I have it marked where I want it to be. I'm gonna use a punch where we're gonna put our holes at. I'm just going to put it right there into the middle, around the middle. Then this here, this is called a 1/8 jobber bit. And some reason I see a lot of guys, they never use these things online. On a lot of videos, you can see it's like a short 1/8 drill bit. And it's only used to get like starter holes and things like that. So it's real small so it doesn't break. See? 1/8 hole. that out. And we're going to put in a step drill. Of course, the battery dies as soon as I go to do it. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, fresh battery. This cold weather, it's freezing here. It's probably about 35 degrees outside today, or maybe 40. In between that and Fahrenheit. It just kills the batteries just like in the phone too. There we go. There we go. All right, I'm going to go get some washers and nuts, and I'll see you at the truck, and we'll see how it fits up. All right, so here we are over at the truck. We got our angle iron, and I found actually body holes down inside. Maybe this is where it's supposed to bolt into, so I'm going to use those holes instead. So get that onto there, onto that stud. And I found another body hole in the front that was a little bit smaller. Go with that. Alright, so those are in there. Let's throw a nut washer on. Of course, you always want to drop the nut whenever you're trying to put them on, especially whenever you're on camera. That's probably the best way to do it. All right, I gotta go find the nut. I'll be right back. Okay, we got the sucker. Went and found it. It was just on the ground. Sometimes it's tough to get the nuts on these things when you cut it off. So here's our little bracket that we got here. We got it mounted in. I just got it finger tightened to here, and you can see I got all this extra hanging out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it with a Sharpie, and I'm going to cut it off so it's a nice length. And same with over here as well. I'm going to cut this off. And then I guess we'll probably just cut this off as well, clean this up and make it look kind of nice when it's on there. And kind of clean up the edges and make them all round just so you don't cut yourself on them when you're working on the car or anything. And then I'll cut off a piece of rubber and put underneath this as well, so it has a little cushion in between the two. So I'm going to mark these, then let's go over and cut these off. All right, so we're back at the truck here. The longer one goes into the back. The shorter one goes in the front, right here. Longer one in the back. You can see I cleaned up all the edges and made it a little smooth, make it look a little nicer. next one on. Alright, so we got her started on here. It's still loose. Gonna put a piece of actually bicycle tube underneath it. Just to give it some cushion underneath there, not a big deal. You probably don't even have to do this, but it's just something I feel weird. It seems like it needs to be there or something. Go straighten the battery up in the battery box, just so it looks straight. Alright, tighten her down. There you go. Yeah, she ain't going nowhere. That's in there tight now. It's only taken me 3 or 4 years to actually make a good one. So there we go. Alright. I'm happy with that. Let's take a closer look. Alright, so it's something just simple. You can see in the front, I put it through this body hole here, not the big one down there. This is a small one. So it keeps it nice and straight. And in the back, there's another little body hole right there. So there we go. All done. Well, I hope you lasted. I hope you made it to the end of the video. This is the first vlog. Alrighty, gang, that was my first vlog I ever did. These are just little videos that I did just while I'm working on my cars. I do these little jobs in the evenings or on the weekends, maybe just, you know, in the afternoon or something. But if you like these kind of videos, like, subscribe, tell me down in the comments if you like these little videos like this, because I could just, you never know whenever I'm going to do work on one of my cars or whatever. So instead of doing big, long videos, maybe just doing these short little ones every once in a while. But let me know. Remember, you're awesome. Stay awesome. And I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you very much. I'll see you later.